Workout of the day for Monday, May 4th. It's a 16-minute E4 mom of either reverse lunges or Bulgarian split squats and rows or gorilla rows. We're gonna follow that up with a little 10-minute AMRAP, lung burner, 50 double unders or penguin taps, and 20 wall ball shots or single arm thrusters. For the practical, we're going to start with a 16-minute E4 mom. So it's 4 rounds total. It's going to be 12 reverse lunges per side. So 24 total reverse lunges each round. And then 10 single arm rows per arm. So a total of 20 each round. A couple different stances you could do, either split stance or you could do like a sumo stance for those rows. For the tactical version, we're going to be doing Bulgarian split squats, 12 per side, same reps as the practical. A couple ways you can hold the weight, either in that goblet position or in a suitcase right down by your side. If you have more than one dumbbell, if you want to do a farmer's carry, you can do that as well. Finishing up with some gorilla rows, 2 kettlebells on the ground pulling towards you. Alternate each arm and put tension on the arm that's on the ground. The work capacity is going to be a 10-minute AMRAP of 50 penguin taps, followed by 10 on each arm single arm thrusters, total of 20 thrusters. If you have neighbors under you, you can do mountain climbers instead of penguin taps. Tacticals, 50 double unders, and followed by 20 wall ball shots. Once again, if you have neighbors under you, maybe doing 50 mountain climbers is better than jumping up and down. And now for everyone's favorite part of the workout, the question of the day. Today's question of the day is a would you rather. Would you rather be in a real life version of The Walking Dead or a real life version of Game of Thrones? Think about that. All right, time for the warm up. Starting with world's greatest stretch. Gonna pull our knee into our chest, bring it back behind us, pushing this hip forward. We're gonna take a step out, little instep stretch, elbow down, reach up, then put one hand on either side of your foot, lean back and get a little hamstring stretch. Stand up, let's do that again. Pull it in, back behind, really driving that hip forward. Deep breaths, step out, instep stretch, try and get your elbow down as far as you can, reach up to the sky, then one hand on either side of the foot and stand up. There's a lot of versions of this. We're gonna do one more minute. Maybe I'll show you a little variation. Here. We'll do instep, we'll do this a couple times. Lean back, coming to a little Cossack squat. So out to the one side, one leg out, and then stand up. Just threw one little extra in there. A lot of different versions. This is the one that I'm most a fan of. It's one of the first ones I learned. I really enjoy it. I feel like I can get through a bunch of different body positions. Bunch of different ranges of motion. If you want to spend a little extra time in any one spot, sometimes like for me, my hip on this side, it's a little stuck. I'll kind of rotate back and forth, push out,
my knee a little bit. Whatever you need to do, whatever feels good. This is your warm-up. It's just our suggestion. So spend a little bit more time on the stuff that's maybe more specifically tight to you. Next, we're gonna do some Russian baby makers. So feet about hip width apart, about shoulder width apart. Hands down on the insteps, butt comes down, butt goes in the air. I'm just gonna keep reversing that position. Butt up, butt down. Should be stretching your hamstrings out in that top position. Maybe relax a little bit. Want to kind of put one hip to the side, other hip to the side. In the bottom position, I really like to roll up on one toe and really crank my knee out with my elbow. I feel like it gets a little bit of extra hip range of motion in here in terms of internal and external. So whatever, like I said, it's your workout or your warm up. So whatever's tight on you, spend a little bit more time in that area. Next, we got some prone pull-ups. Prone pull-up, laying on the floor, almost that Superman position. Squeeze your fists, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and pull back super actively, and then push back out in the same manner. All right, pulling back, shoulder blades are super tight together. Show you from the side. All right, here, pulling back, chest off the ground. We're squeezing everything in between our shoulder blades, trying to pinch as hard as we can, and then actively pressing also. So don't just kind of bring your arms out, really push, pretend there's like a lot of weight, pull, push, just trying to get those shoulders and back fired up, and in some good ranges of motion. All right, next we're gonna do the push-up. 45 seconds worth of push-ups. We'll start slow, getting into this push-up position. We want the bent part of our elbows pointing forward. All right, so we're twisting that out. Good, nice solid line, straight down, straight back up. All right, we're gonna do this for 45 seconds. We want our arms coming about 45 degrees off of our body. So not all the way up here and not so tight that you're doing just a tricep push-up. Got 10 more seconds, getting that good body alignment. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your abs, lower yourself down, bring yourself back up. You've done a bunch of them slow and tight. Let's get a couple normal speed in there. All right, a couple for me means like 10, or like whatever I did there, 4. Good deal, 5 minutes in. Last one we have before we're gonna do like a 2-round warm-up of a couple movements is 45 seconds of halo. If you have a kettlebell, that works best. Basically, you'll hold it by the horns, you'll bring it up and around, then back down. You can reverse that. You can just keep going in circles. Basically, we're just trying to trace the outline of your head. If you don't have a kettlebell, you can also use a dumbbell, holding both sides of the bell, bring it around, forward. Biggest thing you want here is you want super tight abs as you're coming through, and then keeping those elbows come down, elbow goes up, elbow comes down, elbow goes up. Just tracing as close as you can around your head. For the last part of this warm-up, it's gonna be 2 rounds of 5 to 10 push-ups, 5 lunges per side, and 10 air squats. So we'll do the first round together, 5 to 10 push-ups. I'm gonna do 10, down, up. I like to do my first 5 kind of slow, kind of controlled, and then my second 5 fast and controlled. Gotta count out loud or else I don't know. All right, still good on time. Let's do 5 lunges. We'll just do 5 on one side, then 5 on the other. You could also alternate if you want. Make sure you're stepping out far enough each time, showing you from the side. All right. Knee should be over or behind the toe. Knees shouldn't be out in front of the toe. Also, you want to keep that heel on the ground each time. All right. Hold on, that's probably 5. Getting warm, getting warm. Let's do our 10 air squats. I'm gonna do my first 3 super slow. Good squat position, about shoulder width apart. Toes pointing out just slightly. I'm gonna crank my knees out, clawing my feet into the ground, pulling myself down, pushing myself back up, all right? So I'm pulling myself back with the hips, good solid tight position in the bottom, and then up. We wanna make sure we're not just like sagging in the bottom, we're staying super active in that bottom position and coming back up. 3 at normal speed, and then 3, 4 fast, all right? Good deal. That was round 1. We're gonna do one more round of that. So 5 to 10 push-ups, 5 lunges per side, and 10 air squats. If you want, you could even do a 3rd round, just get extra warm. All right, so here, let's do 10. Usually my 2nd round, I like to go a little bit faster. Things are getting fired up. 1st round, I'm just trying to make sure I'm activating the muscles. The right muscles are actually working. Anyone can kind of do that movement pattern, but to do that movement pattern, activating the right muscles, that's really what matters. I think I've just been doing like 2 or 3 per leg and then switching. So that's probably 10 at least. All right, we got about a minute left. Let's do 10 air squats. Let's go regular pace, not too fast, not too slow. Remember, staying active in the bottom, all right? Pull yourself down and back up, all right? Don't just let gravity bring you to the bottom. We wanna maintain tension throughout that whole time. Control of our body, control of our muscles. I don't know how many that was. Let's do 3 more for good luck. 2, 3. All right. About 20 seconds left on this timer. If you want to do one more round, I'd suggest that'd be a good idea. You could pause the video now, or if you feel warm enough, we'll see you in the strength portion. All right. Be warm, be loose. Now that you're warm AF, we're gonna start some strength work. We got a 16-minute E4 mom. So every 4 minutes on the minute, you're gonna do either 12 reverse lunges per leg, 10 bent over rows, single arm per leg, or if you're doing the tactical, it's 12 Bulgarian split squats per leg, or, and 20 gorilla rows. So 20 total. Starting in 10 seconds, I'm gonna show you 1 round practical, 1 round tactical, and then repeat another round practical, another round tactical. All right, and begin. So a little bit longer than we've had in the past couple weeks. Basically, we're just building up that volume. Volume meaning number of repetitions overall. 4 rounds, we're giving you just a little bit more rest, a little bit more time to get all the work in. All right, we're stepping back as far as we can with 1 leg. I like to kind of hold the kettlebell here in the scapula position. If you wanted to get more of this rack position, you can. Either way, either side, whatever feels good, whatever feels challenging. Challenging but doable. All right, it's probably 12 1 leg, the other leg. Big thing with these reverse lunges, all right? That knee shouldn't be past the toe, and you shouldn't be on your toes. You should be on your heel, chest upright, and coming back up each time, all right? That was probably 12. We're about a minute in. It's nice that this luxurious 4 minutes to get all this work done. At least the first round it feels that way. All right, bent over rows. You can do these a couple ways. I like the sumo stance for it. I feel like I can get the lowest as possible to get my back kind of as parallel to the ground as possible. And then I just row straight up into my belly button. All right, so showing you from the front position. Thanks. All right, you really want to be squeezing your shoulder blade back and down, and then pull. All right, we don't want to be shrugging up to our shoulders. So everything we're doing with these pulls, we're down here, pulling into the belly button. We're really trying to squeeze our scap and then pull, all right? I don't know how many that was, probably like 7, I think, total. It's 10 per arm. We do a couple more because I got a little bit more time. The idea though is you should have about a minute and a half to rest each round, all right? It's a little bit more rest, a little bit more time to accomplish the work. There's also a lot of volume, so we want you to get that recovery time so we can build the best strength endurance possible. All right, let's do a couple more because we're here, you're here, I'm here. Might as well get the work in. Probably pretty good. All right, resting, get some water, shake it out. That was the practical version. I'm gonna show you the tactical version on this next round. So whatever you're doing, keep doing that. If you wanna do a hybrid of the two, that's cool too. And then I'll show you the practical in the third round. So 30 more seconds, I'm gonna get a drink. You should too. Shake out those legs. And get ready for some more lunging or split squatting. All right, 10 seconds. Here we go, round 2 of 4 starts in 3, 2, 1. All right, got my bell up, good position, drop down. Usually I'll use my first 1 or 2, kind of check, go out a little bit further, straight down, so my knee's not going too far over my toe. 3. There's a lot of different things you can do with that. All right, so body position, if I wanted to come a little bit closer and my knees directly over my toe, I'm gonna get a good all around quad and hamstring. If I want to go a little bit further out, all right, so I did a couple reps like that earlier where knee is almost straight above your ankle. It's gonna be a lot more hamstring, a lot more glute, it's a lot more stability. It's a little bit less on the quad. I find them way harder. I also find it way more challenging even just to balance in that position. In terms of adaptation, like I said, a little less quad, a little bit more hamstring and glute, a little more stability. In terms of like your overall gains, you're not gonna see a crazy difference whether your foot's all the way out or a little bit further in. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. All right. And then for the tactical, it's gorilla rows. So gorilla rows, 2 kettlebells, big sumo position, back, straight, chest up, and you're just rowing into your belly button each time. The main difference with these, if you're doing split squats rows versus gorilla rows, is you can really plant your hand down on one side to be able to pull. All right, we don't want to be twisting and leaning all the way over there, but we're just creating tension from our shoulder through the ground to be able to pull a little bit more effectively, a little bit harder. You should be able to do a little bit more weight with the gorilla rows if you do have 2 objects. You could also mimic it by using like a box or something for one side. So like if I were to grab this box, right, I could be here, create that same tension. They're not alternating at that point. It's more of a bent over row supported. But good options for you to do as well. So we're gonna go again at 8 minutes. So you have about 1:15 to rest, 1:10 to rest. Or if you're way more efficient than I am, you've already been resting. So good on you. I'm gonna get another drink of water. You should too, hydrate. But just take small sips of water during the workout, especially getting to some jump ropes and or penguin taps and wall balls or thrusters. You don't have like a ton sloshing around your stomach. Just a couple sips here and there. All right. Once again, I'm gonna show you the practical version. This time when we do the rows, I'm gonna show you a little bit different stance other than the sumo. It's a split stance. That's good. You could either do supported or not. Probably saw it in the demo earlier in the video. All right, 15 seconds. Do some reverse lunges. I'm gonna use the forearm this time. All right. Here at the gym, we only have heavy weights or light weights because everyone else took all the in-between weights. All right, 8 minutes. Here we go. I'm gonna do a wide hold versus the traditional goblet with this. Remember 12 per side. Stepping straight back. Make sure your knee is still kind of tracking here and not collapsing to the inside. All right, 2 more. 2 more for me. I don't know, it's probably 10. It's another way to hold it. It's more that traditional goblet. I just like to change up my grips a little bit. I don't want my limiting factor to be some small stabilizer muscles in my shoulder not being able to hold up the weight while I'm doing lunges or split squats. It's kind of my biggest beef with this type of a movement in terms of it being the only kind that you do for lower body, is that this can really limit how much work your legs can do if your arms get tired before your legs give out. So, still super effective, still love it, just not exclusively for training. All right, cool. Next one we're gonna do, I'll actually show you some other grips on the next round. You're gonna do those rows, do a split stance. All right, so almost like if you were to jerk, not quite, but similar to that position. Bring your leg in, maybe a full step or so. Bend down, front knee bent, and you're just rowing directly into either your belly button or your side, kind of in line with that belly button. Reason I say belly button is if you're aiming there, your shoulder should stay down, and you're gonna be working more of the mid-back versus your traps. If you go too high, you start shrugging like this, that's not what we're looking for. Traps on a lot of people are super tight, and they're not balanced enough with kind of that mid-back, mid-low trap and rhomboid area. You can also plant on your knee if you want, or use a bench. All right, when I get tired, I get my lazy man stance. In CrossFit, you're never allowed to touch a knee for any reason, but that's more of a standard thing versus an effectiveness for strength training. So if this gets me more stability to be able to pull here, that's what I'm looking for. Stability is not my main focus in this lift. My main focus is building that mid-back, a little bit of bicep, a little bit of grip strength. Stability is just kind of a bonus. The stability portion shouldn't inhibit what you're doing. All right, I've been talking through most of your rest. Hopefully you ignored me and went to the bathroom or something. We got about 30 seconds till round 3 of 4. You're halfway there. We're almost done. All right.
No, that's not true. You sit on a throne of lies. We've already done 3 rounds. You only have 1 round left.
For the tactical, I'm going to show you a different grip. So if that goblet's also great because it's testing your core and up like mid-back of like being able to stabilize yourself. But if that's limiting what you can do, I like to go to kind of that suitcase carry, just like a farmer's carry, but a suitcase carry is just one side. Farmer's carry would be if I had a dumbbell on each side. All right, so my foot's just a little bit far back. I'm just gonna move it out just an inch. Yeah, there we go. That's a lot better. A lot more stability. You really want to try and keep your foot planted as much as you can. Try and claw it into the ground. All right. And you can see my balance is all over the place. But yeah, that's just kind of a bonus thing to think about. Really try and keep your chest tall, upper back straight while you're going through this. Woo. All right, find your bench. Find that foot position. If you have to put your weight down to find it, that's cool. And then back up. Remember, you're doing 12 of these per side. I totally did all 12 every round. I maybe did 6, maybe. All right, once you're done with that, rows. So either that bent over row or gorilla rows. Gorilla rows, what we're doing for that tactical. Big stance, knees out, chest up. All right, rowing straight back. Really trying to keep tension on whatever side is down and grounded from your shoulder to the floor. All right, rowing in. 20 total, 10 per arm. All right, good deal. So we've got, oh man, I'm sorry. That was our last round. We did 4 rounds together. I just lost count, but trust me, you did all the work you were supposed to do. Surprise, there's not one more round. That was just my poor counting. So we're gonna finish at 16 minutes. If you're finishing up your rows, you probably have a huge smile on your face that you don't have one more round to do. It's 4 rounds total. I definitely get confused when I'm not flipping cards. Yeah, so good work. You got about 1 more minute, finish up. I'm gonna take a little drink of water. I'm gonna get set up kind of for that next activity, the 10 minutes of fun, the 10-minute AMRAP, penguin taps, single arm thrusters, or double unders and wall ball shots. Maybe I'll grab cards this time. What's nice about the AMRAP, it finishes in 10 minutes no matter what. So that's a good thing, especially for people like me who can't count. Good deal. That didn't turn that off. Oh no, this is for the timer. I should get a remote for my camera. All right, you got 15 more seconds to rest. I'm gonna stop it here so we can get set up and get going. Welcome back. Now that you're extra warm, you're extra strengthed up from that 60-minute E4 mom, we're gonna do a little 10-minute AMRAP just to finish you off, get those lungs burning, finish off your legs, finish off your shoulders a little bit. But yeah, if you're ready, you need either a jump rope or nothing, and single arm thrusters, so like a dumbbell or kettlebell or a wall ball. If you have neighbors that live below you and you don't want to jump up and down, you could also do 50 mountain climbers. 10 seconds, here we go. Much like last time, I'm going to be alternating between the two, tactical and practical. I'm going to start with the tactical this time, starting with the double unders, 50 of them. That's what happens. I get like a good chunk and then I'll get like 3. And then I'll probably mess up like every other one. See? Tip for the double unders, you want to have your hands just slightly in front of your body. A lot of times people will start pulling them back, or they'll start pulling them up, pulling them up. Shortens the rope a little bit, makes it a little bit harder to get solid double unders. Also, pointing the handles down and twisting them versus up. I find that helps to give just a little extra length to that jump rope. That was probably 50. It's been a minute 15 already, so might as well get on to the next thing. Wall ball shots, 20 of them, 10 foot for the gentlemen, 9 foot for the ladies. As you're doing these 20 wall ball shots, really try to use your legs to drive and propel the ball up versus throwing it, all right? Like a thruster, we're coming up and we're using that momentum to get the ball a little weightless and then throwing it up there, all right? So making sure the squat to the press is all one motion and you're not wasting excess energy. All right, that was 20. Like some of you all in class, right? Shaving those reps. Totally did all of them. You were 2 minutes and 45 seconds in. I personally just completed 1 round. You're probably halfway down with your 2nd round already. I'm gonna show you some practical penguin taps. Jump, and then tap. Big thing with these, we're jumping off the ground, then we're tapping. It's simulating a double under where you jump, then you turn your wrist. So if you're out of rhythm like this, stop, jump. All right, if you have to slow yourself down to do that, please do. It's gonna help you in the long run. Either way, you're gonna get your heart rate up, but if you want those to ever transfer into like a double under, if you wanna practice your coordination, you know, one of these types of things, it's good to be able to work on that rhythm. All right, once you're done with your 50 penguin taps, we're gonna go into 10 single arm thrusters per arm, so 20 total. All right, oh, this is a terrible choice. All right, bring it up, get set, squat down, press up. Same thing with those wall balls. On that squat up, or the up part of the squat, use that to get the dumbbell weightless, all right? Once you've done 10 one arm, switch, 10 on the other. Another thing with these thrusters, keeping your elbow to the inside is gonna get a good, what's called external rotation on your shoulder. All you need to know is that's a really safe position for your shoulder to press from, all right? If you find your arm coming out to the outside, this shoulder starts internally rotating. You can get a little bit like shoulder impingement. Maybe your shoulders kind of hurt after a while. No bueno. So keeping your arm in, keeping that elbow in, all right, is gonna assist with that external rotation of the shoulder. Once you're done with that, that's round 2. You've done 2 rounds. It's amazing. We're halfway done. 5 minutes and 18 seconds have gone by on the clock. We have a little over 4 minutes to go. You're probably already around 3 or 4. Going back to that tactical, the double under. All right. Also, practicing breathing on these movements, super huge. All right. I'm sure lungs are beating out of your chest right now. They are for me, and I've only done like a quarter of the reps. But trying to get a good breathing rhythm even with double unders, don't hold your breath. Okay, please don't hold your breath. All right. All right, I can't talk, chew gum, coach at the same time. But find a good rhythm where you can actually keep the pace of the double under and the pace of your breath, all right? Versus like, because that's not gonna be beneficial to you long term. All right. 3 minutes and 35 seconds left. Let's get some wall balls in. Pick up that ball, pick up that dumbbell. Don't throw your kettlebell into the wall, please. Halfway, 10 more. Another technique that I like, coming up on the 3-minute warning. You've got 3 minutes left, keep pushing. I'm gonna talk, but you keep pushing. Once you throw the wall ball in the air, bring your arms down, let them rest for a second, and then catch them again. All right, it's almost like doing a breaststroke in swimming, all right? You throw it up, you let them come down, you bring them back up to catch, okay? And also make sure you do bring them back up to catch. You can absorb that shock versus just catching it right on your chest. All right, 2.5 minutes left. You're doing awesome. I'm gonna show you practical again. This time I'm doing apartment practical. Apartment practical, if you can't jump up and down, or if your ceiling height's a little too low, we'll do mountain climbers. However you want to count them. If you want to count each time you move your leg as 1, that's totally cool, especially for this type of a workout. Sometimes we'll do it where every time your right leg hits, it's 1. All right, so it's like kind of like a 4 count. So you go 1, 2, 1. But anyway, less than 2 minutes left. You're doing awesome. You got 1:45 to go. All right, finish these strong, get through them. Now's the time to really drop the hammer and go as fast as you can through this, all right? I'm gonna grab a kettlebell for some thrusters. Bringing it up, squatting down, thrusting up overhead. Another tip for these thrusters, as you're not able to think right now because you're going so fast, you got 1:15 to go, 1:15 to go. Make sure in the top of that chest is rib cage is up and open, rib cage is down, abs are tight, glutes are tight, all right? We're not here, we're here in the top of that thruster. 1 minute to go, 1 more minute. Let's make it a strong one. Try to push as hard as you can. Push through. Breathe. You got 45 seconds left. Come on, 45 seconds. back, for me anyway, to the double unders, counting super accurately. That's like 30 seconds left. Come on, don't stop. 30 seconds, don't stop. Get set up. Keep it going, keep it going. 15 seconds left. Finish strong, finish strong. All right, 10 seconds. Do some mountain climbers with you so I can keep my eye on the clock. 5 seconds, keep going. 3, 2, 1, time. All right, nice work. That was a fast, little spicy one to start your week out. Finish off those legs. Did a lot of lower body today, and high heart rate type movements. Obviously every day we do some total body movements. So yeah, nice work, good job, and we will see you in the cool down. All right, good job. You finished. Now a little cool down. We're gonna start with half kneeling hip flexor stretch. You can do 1 minute each side. So 1 knee down, 1 foot up, 1 leg up. We're gonna grab behind, trying to really drive that hip forward. Staying nice and tall. I'm not trying to bend over here, but staying nice and tall, really driving that hip forward, squeezing the cheek of the side you're holding the foot of. That's gonna help relax that hip flexor, get a nice deep stretch in there. Make sure you're breathing. One of the things I like to do is I like to breathe nice and deeply into my psoas. Psoas is kind of the muscle that runs from low back to the quad. Responsible for a lot of hip flexion type movements. So the more we can stretch that out, the better. The more we bring breath down to that area, big deep breath. And get it to kind of relax a little bit more. All right, and let's switch sides. Other side, knee down, foot up, grabbing, pulling. This side's really tight on me right now. All right, driving this hip forward, squeezing this glute. You can stand nice and tall, again, versus like leaned over. Just breathe deeply down into the like low stomach area. For me on this side, it's kind of like a sharp shooting pain in there. So it's super tight, especially from this workout and other ones like it I've done over the weekend, and then kind of just sat, which isn't really a great recipe for loose hip flexors. It's a great recipe for tight hip flexors and low back pain. So, you know, get a stretch if you can. All right, 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Last one we're going to finish up with is a little forward fold. Forward fold, feet together, chest nice and tall. You're just going to reach out, hands behind your legs, pull your chest down, relax, breathe. I like to slowly walk my hands down my legs until eventually I can get to the bottom of my feet. Each time you exhale, try to stretch just a little bit deeper. And instead of just like putting your chin down, try and pull your chest forward in this stretch. Do about 15 more seconds. If you want to do longer, by all means, do longer. Just trying to stretch out. See if I can get there. Can. Chest down, breathing. All right. There you have it. All right, you're done with your workout for Monday. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll see you next time.